right, let's go to Zena Keita, who is working. She's working very well at NBC Sports Bay Area. A great addition. I shouldn't say a good addition. It's a great addition. She's been awesome to work with, a dope personality. I love talking to Zena. She knows the game inside and out, played at Yale University. Zena Keita makes her morning roast debut. And even last night, she goes, "Love me, told me to cancel." I said, nah, you're coming on the roast. We need your perspective. We need your voice of reason, Zena, because it's been doom and gloom all morning. See, I was angry to start the show. I'm depressed. I don't know how to feel right now. Make us feel good. Make our roasters feel good, Zena. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Bonte. Good morning, Joe. I appreciate y'all having me on. I can imagine that everyone's been feeling it this morning because last night felt like, I talked to Karis Burke on Does Talk Live. It felt like whiplash. We were sitting there. Everyone was chilling. Especially in the fourth quarter, up 18. And I remember sitting there on press row being like, they're up 18 and Steph is still in the game. Like, I'm thinking, there's going to be a timeout call. They're going to go sit down on the bench. They're going to have a good time. They're going to be able to enjoy this from the bench. And then little by little, Aaron Gordon kept having his way. Little by little, I'm noticing, I know we want to talk about this, Aaron Gordon's having his way, and JK is not in the game. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, what's about to happen here? What's about to happen here? And I just felt my energy go down. So I'm sorry, Roasters. I don't know if I can really help y'all today because I'm in the same boat.
Well, this is a team that right now isn't a great jump shooting team by their standards. They're middle of the pack. And you're looking at a guy, JK, who attacks the rim. 70-something% of his shots are in the paint, in the restricted area. He gets to the free throw line. I went over it 50 times. 10-point lead right out of the gate. Boom, for Jokic in the third quarter. And JK, defensively and offensively, whether he was the passer or the dunker or finishing the and ones, this guy set the tone. He got Jamal Murray into his fourth foul and put him on the bench. And they go from down 10 to up 2 when he checks out. I just don't understand why they don't go back to him. It was driving me crazy.
Joe, literally, as you're writing this, as you were listening, I'm just like, here, checking off the boxes. Like literally just like, yep, check, facts. Like, it did not make any sense because the thing about JK this season, I've said this before, and last night was a perfect example of this. He's become a bucket getter for the Warriors. He's become someone that the Warriors haven't had in a while outside of a Stephen Curry because, yes, of course, catch and shoot Clay is a thing, and Stephen Curry, of course. But as far as somebody that can get dirty, get in the paint, get someone in foul trouble like he was doing, make some crafty moves to the basket, they haven't quite had that in a while since Wiggins. And so being able to have a JK that's energy immediately, regardless if he's played all game or he started the game or he sat all game and then came in the fourth quarter, he's been that bucket getter and the one that does the dirty work for the Warriors. And so I was also very, very, very confused as things started trending downwards in that game, why we were not going back to that source of energy that literally started the game, that got Clay going, that got, you said, Jamal Murray in foul trouble, that got Steph going. He had some great assists throughout the night. It did not make any sense. And you're right. When you look at this team, particularly in the last two games, when Stephen Curry had his slump, the thing that shifted his slump was him attacking the basket. And it wasn't just him. It was JK as well. Last game and this game. And then even you can look at last night, Klay Thompson attacked the basket a little bit more too. So it's clear that attacking the basket has allowed things to open up for the Warriors and is a positive. So why you wouldn't want your bucket getter, the one that has no fear going into the paint, even if he has some forced shots, why would you not want him out there at least starting to generate some things and forcing the Denver Nuggets to have to pay attention to the paint as much as they're paying attention to your shooters? Because that's what happened.
Yep. The pride of Yale University on fire right now. Zena Keita here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game, breaking it down here. And one thing that bothers me, Zena, about Jonathan Kuminga, and it's been happening over the last 3 years, and I don't know where the narrative came from, but he doesn't have a high IQ. He's not a good passer. His shot looks funky. Well, I don't know what game people are watching because when I watch the young man, he gets better and better by the rep. Even last night, his pacing, Zena, I was like, wow, look at the hockey assist. Look at the assist. Look at him cut to the basket. Look at him make the extra pass. He gets better by the rep. And then you hear his quotes after the game where he just says, I've just become accustomed to it. It's the culture here. And I'm just like, well, does he want out now? Because Moses Moody's now getting DNP. So it just feels like the handling of the youngsters, it's been botched by Steve Kerr and his coaching staff.
It's unfortunate because you heard Kuminga say last night, quote, but I feel like I'm even more poised and more mature knowing what I need to do instead of just being out there running wild. I think that is the most glaring change from the old JK to the new JK. And I don't even want to call it the new JK. I want to call it an evolved JK. I want to call it a mature JK. And he says it. I'm more poised. I know a lot of things. I know how people are playing. And you can see that. You can literally see that. But it is incredibly concerning when you have someone with that level of talent, with that level of upside, saying things like, there was no explanation as to why I was on the bench. I didn't see it coming. I didn't know why I was on the bench. And then the worst part is what you just mentioned, Bonte. I'm not surprised. Because I'm not going to lie to you. Because I didn't see his interview, his post-game interview last night. And so I woke up to seeing I'm not surprised. And I thought, before I read the article, I thought it was, I'm not surprised because someone explained it to me and I get it. Right?
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Yep. That's what you would want in a situation like that. Like a player's like, oh, no, actually, no, the guys are good. Someone explained it to me. I get it. So I wasn't surprised. It made sense. It's terrible to hear him say that, no, I'm not surprised because I don't know why. But this is what we do. This is who we are. And that's another thing Steph Curry ended his post-game interview. And he was referring to just the closing of games. But there's a message throughout. There's a theme of that's just who we are. And right now, that I think is the biggest challenge that Steve Kerr is facing is changing this narrative of that's just who we are, being associated with a lot of not so positive things, a.k.a. not knowing who's closing out games, a.k.a. not knowing why the young players not knowing why they aren't being utilized in these key games, a.k.a. not knowing why there's not adjustments being made to ensure that they can close these type of tough games.
Yeah, I mean, the execution's horrific. I mean, they allow Jokic to catch the ball so deep in the paint over and over and over and over again. He's an all-time great player.
That's what Jokic does.
But I know, but B, that's what he does.
It wasn't even just catch, though. Right. It wasn't even just catch. There were times that he literally caught the ball crossing half court and dribbled.
The long rebound.
That's what bothered me.
The long rebound.
That's what bothered me. He went to the couple times at Sarge and Looney where I was like, you know what? There was one possession.
Yeah, but you can't have CP3 doubling. That's where Wiggins or someone bigger has to double.
There was a play in the second quarter. Shot clock's running down for Denver. He gets the ball at the top of the key. About 5 seconds left on the shot clock. He goes, oh, Looney, this barbecue chicken. I'm going to go through the legs, dribble, and I'm going to lay this up. Wow. So it wasn't even just the paint touches. He was at the perimeter doing work, Zena.
He was. He was getting it after. Go ahead, Joe.
No, I mean, that's Jokic, right? All-time greats are going to get their buckets. You're trying to make them a fraction of a percentage less efficient, right? That's Shane Battier, School 101, guarding, Kobe Bryant, for example. I'm looking at minute allocation on this team, and this is the part that drives me almost bonkers. I'm not naive. I understand people have resumes. People have egos. There's money that is being, paid to certain guys. And there's politics that go involved with lineups and who closes what. And you don't want to lose guys. I get all of that. But at the end of the day, I'm kind of losing my mind regarding making people feel good about where they are in the hierarchy of the team. Whether it's CP3, Wiggins, Clay to a lesser degree, Draymond Green, Kevon Looney. I feel like we are too caught up in the emotion of making someone feel good about themselves, and it's depreciating the return on wins and losses in the win column right now. It's kind of driving me nuts. And the guys that are getting the brunt of it in the negative way is a JK, is a Moody, Pajemski to a lesser degree. I don't know. I feel like we're talking too much about people's emotions and not enough about X's and O's and execution.
Joe, baby. This is what they do. This is what happens. This isn't just in sports. This is in corporate America.
I know.
Politics is real. Politics is real. How many times have you seen somebody that's maybe not as qualified get an opportunity? How many times have we seen people that aren't producing get promoted? Right? This happens all the time. And I think this is why Bob Myers was paid the levels he was paid, because he was someone that managed those emotions and managed those egos so incredibly well. He was incredibly sensitive to how things would be perceived in the way that he put lineups and rosters together. But it is, you're absolutely right. And it's unfortunately a woe of playing at this degree and especially playing with a team that has won 4 championships. That gets to another level of watching for people's emotions, right? Because now people, not only do they have emotions, they also have a level, and it's deserved, of entitlement.
Yeah.
They've won championships.
Yep.
They've proven themselves, right? They've been able to show their contributions night in, night out, season in, season out. So it's not easy to just be like, well, I don't care how you're feeling or whatever, and completely ignore everything that they've already done for the team, right? And so that's what's so interesting about how do you mix in this 2 timeline situation, right? And that's why I think it was a failed mission from the start, because when you talk about 2 timelines, you're talking about putting proven with unproven and mixing them together. And the problem is with the unproven is all they want to do is prove themselves. But when you're talking about trying to get that to mix in with the people that have already proven themselves, it's hard to fold that in, because where's the space? Where's the space? Where are you going to create space for them to make mistakes, to prove themselves, to get over those mistakes, et cetera? And that's what you're seeing the young guys struggle with right now with the 2 timeline situation.
No, you're spot on here. Real quick before we let you go, Zena, and we appreciate you waking up with us. I know it's a quick turnaround for you. Is this team one move away from getting back into that upper echelon in the Western Conference? Do you believe a move has to be made? Because I just believe when you try to play 11 guys, that's just too many guys. Somebody's going to be on the short end of the stick, and I don't think you can find chemistry by playing all those guys. What do you think, Zena?
I do think they're one move away. I mean, let's also remember, they're only half a game behind the Lakers. They're 2 games, I think, behind Portland. No, the Suns, excuse me.
Suns, Phoenix,
Suns.
Yep.
So, yeah, exactly. So, and really just close to the play-in. They shouldn't be a play-in team. This should be locked in the top 6 spots, really. But I do think they're one move away. And what the move they need is they need another consistent scorer and difference maker.
Yep. Not a secondary scorer, but what's the word, Zena?
Tertiary.
Tertiary score.
Tertiary.
That Yale education, man. It is awesome. It is deep. Hey, Zena, honestly, thank you so much. You're doing a hell of a job. I know our viewers love it. Our roasters love you. You're doing an excellent job in your rookie season on NBC Sports Bay Area. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Good stuff.
I appreciate you. Thanks, Joe. Thanks.
Sorry you got to work with him after I beat him up all day.
Yeah, it is painful. See, Zena, you saw me indicate how disheveled was I last night.
You were hot.
My guy's a psycho.
I am a psycho.
He's a psycho, but this is why we live for this. I have a newborn, and my wife, I'm already in big trouble because I was so pissed after that game I couldn't feed the baby.
You can't be transferring that energy while you're changing diapers. It's not okay.
It's not okay.
Hey, even the little man was sour.
Yeah.
Trust me. Have a good one.
Zena, take care.
Guys.
All right, Zena Keita, man. She's so good, man. She's going to be a star, dude. She is.